Well, I want to welcome you to our first live webinar as part of the mobile education series powered by the RAG Company. Over the next few months, we're going to be having live webinars scheduled every Thursday at this time, 6 p.m. Eastern. So before we begin today, I wanted to give a huge shout out to our big sponsor for this, the RAG Company. And I want to play you a little video of theirs. All right, so today we have Levi Gates and Anthony Fisher from the RAG Company going to teach you a couple things. Take it away, guys.
Well, we appreciate it, man. Thank you for everybody being a part of this, joining us. This is, well, the new version of Education Day for this year.
Yes, it is.
And, you know, Anthony and I would love to be in Florida at this time because Idaho's kind of cold right now.
The weather would be a nice change.
It would be a very nice. I'm wearing a flannel. So it is, this is going to be probably one thing that we are actually very good at. We do live videos all the time. And it's just something that we've always done, kind of made a career out of it, so to speak. So
yep, we have. I agree with you. And so this should be a fun kind of opportunity to ask some questions about towels, but also kind of have a good idea on how to get started with choosing the right towel for the right job, whether it's in auto detailing or whether it's a body shop setting. And so we have a ton of towels laid out here, so don't let this scare you, because I understand all of the colors and the options might be a little intimidating. But we're going to make this really easy to follow because we do have a PowerPoint. We're going to be kind of walking you guys through, but also kind of just making it kind of like an open discussion.
Yep, just a little simple, hopefully make this easy and demystify microfiber, if you will. So
I like that.
We've got a PowerPoint presentation we're going to pull up right here, and we will get started. But for those of you that have never met us, my name is Levi Gates. I am the brand development manager for the RAG Company, and this is
Anthony Fisher, and I am the marketing manager for the RAG Company. And so Levi Gates, IDA, CD, SV, RT.
That's right. I am an RT in the IDA.
Jeez,
and that is a recognized trainer. And you are also a CD, SV, so a certified detailer and skills validated. So we do have some little bit of experience behind us. I've been doing this for over 23 years here in the auto detailing industry. And I made my way into the Microfiber Company, the RAG Company, to learn and teach and educate you. So auto detailing and body shops, picking the right towel for the right job. So getting started, the topics we're going to go over tonight is, one, our recommendations, whether you are a detail shop, whether you're a body shop, or maybe you're even a weekend warrior and you're trying to get a business started so that you can start trying to do this full time. We want to give you, one, an education on towels, but two, give you our recommendations to start with. That way you have a better understanding. From there, you can grow and you know, get your education based on what each towel does, but you know that these three core towels are going to be the ones to help you. Now, we're going to talk about GSM. We're going to talk about cost per towel. We're going to talk about the efficiencies of a microfiber towel and why you need to be using it over cotton. And then, of course, the safety of the towel, why it works so well, and then how to care for them, because it is an investment. And just like any of your tools and equipment, the best care is going to be the best thing for them.
Yeah, so exactly. Okay, so what do we recommend for you in your shop? So we've kind of really isolated these options to kind of make this easy for you guys, because we have 150 different types of towels. We have a ton of different towels, and we get questions all day long on which towel for this job or which towel for this very niche thing. And we can do a pretty good job of kind of, you know, guiding people towards that particular towel. What we want to do is just really simplify it and kind of generalize the approach to these towels. So whether there are towels or something within this exact same realm, this would probably be the best approach for you. So a general purpose towel is going to be one of the most common things, right? We see a lot of guys using anything from a huck towel, like a blue huck towel. We see people using blue Scott's shop towels, you know, the paper towels. We see a lot of these type of just general purpose towels in all sorts of shapes and forms. So making that into a microfiber towel, or having that be a really kind of cost efficient alternative to those other things is in your best interest. So basically a general purpose towel for heavy and light cleaning in the 245 to 365 GSM with an 80-20 blend of polyester polyamide. So what that means is it's something that's not too light and something that's not too heavy duty. It's something that's really easy to kind of manipulate to get into tight cracks and crevices and small areas, but also something that, going back to the cost feature, to where if this just got absolutely filthy, if this got, fell into a pile of metal shavings, it's something that's still cost efficient enough to where I can throw that away and not feel bad about it.
Right.
And I think most people don't realize that there are microfiber towels out there that are that cost efficient to where you can actually justify that, because not all towels are $5 towels. Not all towels are $10 towels. So there is some really affordable solutions out there that you can reuse over and over again and get hundreds of washes out of them. So $245, just for a quick reference here, we have an edgeless $245 towel. We also have an edgeless $365 towel, and we have several towels kind of in between there as well. But anything in that range for general purpose, and what do you define as general purpose, Levi?
Door jambs, wheels, engine bays, interior cleaning, scrubbing.
Yep.
I mean, literally anything that has to do with cleaning, period.
Yeah.
Those are the towels you want to use, especially 80-20, because it's a lot more cost effective.
Mm-hmm.
And when we say 80-20, we mean that is the blend. So 80% polyester, 20% polyamide. And these are available anywhere. You can pick them at big box stores. You can pick them up from the rag company. You can pick them up from any of the other microfiber companies and other businesses around. But the key is just trying to learn what is the right GSM and blends and things like that. So that's number one. Number two, this one is the bread and butter, the workhorse, as we like to call it. It is the towel that you're going to be using, whether you're compounding, you're polishing, whether you've just shot fresh clear on a surface and you've got to do a color sand and cut on the paint. And the problem is maybe that clear coat is very, very soft. So how do you prevent that towel from scratching and marring the surface? So that towel, we recommend anywhere from the 300 to 400 plus GSM range. Now, anything in an 80-20 will work, but on very soft clear, we do recommend a 70-30 blended microfiber. Something very similar to these towels. These are both 70-30 blend. That is a 365. This is a 420. It is this one's a dual-sided towel, so it's got a lot longer plush on one side than the other. Yep. These work really well because of the fact that you're able to have a lot of plush surface, so you can create a nice cushion, so you don't have a lot of pressure points.
Yep.
And being a 70-30 means the towel is much softer, so it's not going to actually hurt that clear coat. Now, number three, one of Anthony's favorites here,
which is going to be more in the ultra plush category. So this is going to be something for really delicate paints, really delicate clears, or just really delicate surfaces in general. And so whether you're in a body shop setting or whether you are in an auto detailing setting, we've all come across the situations where that particular clear was extremely soft, or that particular subject or item was extremely soft and had was really susceptible to marring and scratching and swirling, things like that. Whether it's an interior piano black surface or whether it's an exterior clear, we come across things where we need something so delicate, so soft, it's not going to induce any more damage than what we need.
Or the car's finished and it's ready for inspection, and you've got the customer walking up and you send one of your employees out there to go give it a good wipe down. The last thing you want them to do is grab a towel that you just used to clean the interior to go wipe down.
And they're like, I'll go wipe down the hood. You just finished, polishing that. I'll go wipe it down. No, it doesn't really. You don't want that, right? This is going to be more of. I'll kind of pull up some examples here. The ultra plush, you can tell an ultra plush towel just visually by the way it looks, right? So this orange Eagle Edgeless here is going to be ultra plush versus this red Drago here. So what you can do, you go like that. See that handprint? That's how you know you're working with an ultra plush towel. And so an ultra plush is going to be typically defined by the style of weave that this towel has. And so the Eagle Edgeless here is a pretty specific weave. We have it in a couple different GSMs here, but this is going to be a towel where the microfiber is essentially, how do you say it? It is so thin and so fine, and has so many types of little fingers and so many different types of cuts in it that it is able to safely pick up dirt, pulled away from the surface, really tuck that up into the towel and keep that away from touching anything on the surface. And so Eagle Edgeless has been pretty much I would say that's been our bread and butter for how many years?
Yeah.
Years,
I mean,
years and years.
As long as we've been in business, almost.
Yeah. So This is my go-to for any time I'm actually finishing out a car, or if I'm actually doing one last wipe down on a coating I just finished up with. You know, I'll use a particular towel to knock down the coating or level the coating, and then come back through with an Ultra Plush to make sure I don't have any type of streaks or any type of high spots or anything like that. And I've never had one issue with it marring a surface. And that's extremely important, something that's so overlooked, because you put in all the time and effort of doing a full correction, all the time and effort of doing a full coating or a couple layers of a coating, and all it takes is one bad wipe, and now you have to polish that area out again, and it's not fun. So using the right towel, using a very safe Ultra Plush high pile towel is definitely in your best interest.
So those are the 3 that we are recommending, and now we're going to go to teaching you some of that technical jargon that we just spoke about. Now, you heard us say GSM. That stands for grams per square meter, and that is the international unit of measurement for microfiber. And they get that by taking a piece of fabric 1 meter wide by 1 meter tall, and they weigh it.
Yep.
Now, that is the density of the fabric. We call it the weight, but that is the density of the fiber and how thick or how heavy that fiber actually is. And one of the things to understand is that it doesn't mean softness. GSM does not equal softness. For instance, one of our glass towels, very, very thin, actually weighs the same amount as this towel.
Yeah.
They are the same GSM. So this is also over 500 GSM. This is 500 GSM. So that is one thing to take. This is because it's so densely woven that there's so many fibers in this towel that has caused that weight. So
correct.
That is GSM in a nutshell. The grams per square meter weight or density of a microfiber towel.
Yeah.
This is over 1,000 GSM.
Yeah. So visually, sometimes you can tell a high GSM towel,
Correct.
whereas visually, sometimes you cannot. It really just comes down to the actual measurement, the unit of measurement that you're taking. So this right here, this is super plush. This, I mean,
It's overkill.
It's overkill. This is probably, in our opinion, some people like it. There's plenty of people that like these ultra plush towels with a high GSM. But for the most part, there's not a whole lot of uses for this towel besides exterior wipe downs. There's really not, but some people like it. So we made it, and that's why we did it. And so 1,100 GSM here on this particular towel. It feels like a pillow, essentially. I'm sure if you fold it enough times, you could fall asleep, put your head on this,
well, and
you'd be happy.
Just so folks can kind of see a bit of a comparison, basically we've got a 350 GSM towel, a 500 GSM towel, a 600 GSM, and a 1,100 GSM. All 4 of these towels are exactly the same weave. Same makeup, same fiber, same everything. The difference is the GSM of these towels. So they've increased, they're much thicker, plusher, that kind of thing. But they're all the same. And this is also basically that guy. This is over here. You know, there's a lot of stuff that people don't understand is all that GSM. So one thing to keep an eye on when you're searching for towels is to remember the GSMs and why they do their job the way they do.
Correct.
So,
all right, so we got cost per towel. So this is a big thing for a lot of people, right? Because especially for us here at the Rag Company, because we cater to a large audience, and I think that there's plenty of other companies that cater to large audiences. Everything from the niche weekend warrior all the way to the shop owner of a detailing shop or to a body shop owner. And so cost per towel, especially when it comes to microfiber, it sounds much scarier than it really is. And so we always try to basically tell the fact that buying in a case on almost any situation is always going to save you the most amount of money. Case quantities are a fantastic way to get a large amount of that particular towel, typically one style of towel, but in a large amount for the lowest cost. And so whether that cost is something that you are utilizing and you're using and abusing and throwing away, and you can kind of account for that, or if it's something that you're planning on being a shorter to longer term investment with the cost of maintaining and washing those towels and reusing them. Because there's different ways to kind of calculate the cost of things. And so cheaper by the case, that's a big thing for pretty much any of our towels and any of the other towels that many of the other manufacturers sell, is that if you can buy in case quantities and you're in it for the long run, do it. It's going to make a huge, huge difference. So there are case quantity discounts available in pretty much most areas where microfiber is sold. And then probably more affordable by the country of origin. And so that's something that we kind of have noted here. what's the difference between buying something that is a Chinese microfiber versus maybe a South Korean microfiber?
Well, honestly, the fiber from our company is the same.
Okay.
So the actual construction of the towel, whether it came from our Chinese factory or our South Korean factory, the yarn is the same. It is a high quality South Korean yarn. And the differences for the towels is basically the types of manufacture. You know, our South Korean factory does circular knit weave beautifully. Our Chinese factory does all-purpose terry weaves and some of our pearl weaves.
Yeah,
wonderfully.
they do.
And so we try and create the highest level of quality around each towel with the best price. So if you're going to buy like our 80/20 245 is a great towel, very inexpensive, and is a perfect general purpose do-it-all towel for dirty jobs, things like that. Very, very low price point. Now, if you bump up to something like our Eagle for a final inspection towel, we can get you a really great price with Korean by buying case quantities. However, if you get into, you want to go, it might be too much, then utilizing something like our 420 edgeless is going to be a better price point because of the fact that it's literally just by the manufacturer in the country of origin, South Korea and China. But you're still going to get a high quality towel at a very good price. The other thing to remember is when you're building these, when you're using these towels, it's all about cost per use. So that towel shouldn't necessarily be a one and done product. If you're going to keep it and you care for it, you're going to get hundreds of washes out of these towels as long as you care for them and you store them properly and you teach your employees how to care for your towels the best way possible. Because these are tools, just like a polisher, just like a piece of equipment, just like a screwdriver. It's good to have various things in your toolbox, but if you're not taking care of them, you're going to need to replace them frequently.
Yep. And so other than that, though, I mean, that's a pretty general rundown of kind of the cost per use and what you kind of expect. So we're going to jump into the efficiency of the towel, how good that microfiber is at doing its job. And this is going to be a big thing because microfiber has come a long way in the last 20 years. A long, long way. Most people's first experience with microfiber was an extremely grabby, uncomfortable towel that didn't really absorb anything. It was safe. You could wipe something down and not necessarily scratch or mar a surface, but it didn't actually pick anything up. And so further down the road of microfiber and the creation and all the different types of technology used to create different types of weaves, you know, was the advent of using more polyamide within the mix of the blend, right? So between the polyester and the polyamide, now you have a more efficient towel at absorbing and something that actually is going to safely pull, absorb, wipe, and finish in one step. And that's a huge thing for many people. So microfiber is, so how do you say this? So microfiber has fingers, right? So it is an absorbent textile that will grab, pull, bring in, and keep away from whatever you're wiping.
Yeah, it holds on to it.
Holds on to it.
And the easiest way we describe this is it's like a hand with fingers. It's simplest metaphor we can do. It's a bunch of fingers. So think of the dexterity that you have. If you basically just had fists and you were trying to go about your day doing stuff, your dexterity is very limited. But if you have fingers, you're able to articulate, you're able to get into jobs a little better, you're able to clean things a little better. And that is, in essence, what microfiber does. Now, again, super soft, safe on even up to fresh clear coat. And because of the ability and the way it's designed and the way it's woven, it is extremely absorbent, far more absorbent than cotton, and can hold almost 7 to 14 times its weight in water, in which cotton can only hold about 5 times its weight. So a very unique fiber, and one of the reasons that it's taken this country by storm when it was first introduced in the mid-90s.
So kind of going here, I'll be honest, guys, that font is pretty small.
Fun fact, we actually redid this, but we're playing an old version that we had made earlier today. So the efficiency of the towel, basically, it is a synthetic man-made material. So for those of you wondering, no, it's not a naturally occurring fiber. It is literally man-made. Now, it consists of 2 ingredients, polyester and polyamide. It is literally those 2 ingredients, and it's a mixture of those ingredients. Polyester contributes the body and structure of the towel. Polyamide contributes its density, its absorbency, and its softness. So if we increase our polyamide ratio, we make the towel softer, we make it more absorbent, and we make it a little bit thicker and heavier. Now, the blend, as we've said before, 80-20, 70-30, that is the mixture of polyester, which is the first number, and polyamide, the second number. And it is 3 times more absorbent than cotton, like we said, and it tracks dust and debris into the fibers and away from the surface, just like Anthony said. So microfiber, remember, pulls because it's got hands, it's grabbing. Cotton pushes. It pushes the product around on the surface. So it actually doesn't wipe up anything. Microfiber wipes and removes from the surface. It's also extremely hygienic. And the reason for that is, remember, microfiber, bunch of fingers, it lifts, it pulls, it grabs stuff off. Cotton is a fist. It just kind of pushes stuff around. So on that microscopic level, microfiber in an 80-20 blend will actually remove 99.9% of bacteria on a surface with just water. It does stay in the towel, so you do need to wash the towel when you're done. But cotton can only remove about 45% of the bacteria on the surface with only water. So it's a much more hygienic cleaning capability, especially for customers' cars, especially in times like these where we're trying to watch and make sure we're doing the right things possible. With bacteria, microfiber on its own with water can do really well. Now, microfiber also has an electrostatic charge, meaning that helps pull dust and things up into itself, where cotton does not. So again, just a far more superior on a technological level than cotton.
Agreed.
Now,
so safety of the towel. So we've kind of explained this in the past and on a lot of our other different trainings and things, you know, and whatnot. And so we've talked about the blend and the safety of that particular blend. So a 70-30 blend is going to be the highest level of kind of safety and plushness that a towel would necessarily have in terms of the overall design and how do I say this? The integrity of the towel is going to just be completely safer. The entire thing of basically the entire assembly of the towel is going to be safer. And so when it comes to a 70-30 blend, especially in a plush sense like an Eagle here, this is pretty much my go-to for any extremely soft surface. This is going to be my go-to for anything where it might be questionable, and whether it's piano black or whether it's an exterior with really soft clear coat, whether it's quick detailing, waterless washing, the list goes on. This is my complete safety net of a towel, and something I'm always going to kind of confide in to making sure that if that scratches or if that causes something, then that means that it wasn't meant to be. It's like that it would blow my mind if that was the case. And so always been my go-to. Now, some people ask, okay, well, what if I have an 80-10 plush, or what if I have or an 80-12 plush, not 80-12, 80-20 plush is what I'm trying to say, or an 80-20 terry weave or whatever it may be. Does that make it not safe? Well, no, it's still a microfiber towel, and it's still going to be considered safe. It's just that extra polyamide helps with the softness, it helps with the absorbency, and kind of takes that towel to the next level. And so that's where we say, at a minimum, an 80-20 blend is going to be what we recommend for exterior use, whether you're in a body shop or an auto detailing shop. But paying a little bit more to get into that 70-30 blend is truly going to make what we believe to be a big difference.
Now, one of the other things that we do with the microfiber is edges. A lot of folks back in the day are used to what we call, oh, that's black, you can't really see it, but this is an overlock stitch edge. That means that it's a stitch sewn edge. And for a lot of people, that was always a big worry. People thought, oh, well, I can't use that. I don't want that edge to scratch the surface, or that edge was not absorbent. So one thing that we came out with was a edgeless type of towel. And originally, a lot of manufacturers, we've all gone with an ultrasonically cut edge, which is pretty normal. Now, the things with an ultrasonically cut edge is if that ultrasonic cutter is too slow, it melts the microfiber and makes a very crispy edge. If it is too fast, it doesn't properly cauterize the wound, so to speak, and that causes linting, almost like a bleeding of the towel. So ultrasonically cut edges were very important innovatively for microfiber because of the fact that we were able to get away from a lot of these edges. However, we also worked with our factory on knife cut edges, which is an old technology. It's just a knife that slices the microfiber cleanly and carefully without having to melt it, or damage it, or anything like that. Now, what about those weaves and brands that we need to actually take a towel and we need to band it? It needed to have a stitched edge. And we didn't want to do an overlock stitch edge, but we want to do something else. A lot of companies went with a satin banded edge.
Yep.
Great product, great thing, made the towels look really nice. However, not absorbent.
Yeah.
That means your leading and trailing edges
We're going to push and pull water away.
Yep. So we decided to start utilizing a microfiber, a 70-30 suede microfiber edge that not only is absorbent, but is also a workable edge, meaning that this microfiber on this edge can actually do work. You're able to scrub paint, you're able to clean glass, you're able to remove or level coatings without any worry of damaging or scratching the surface. So a lot of our drying towels have a suede banded surface, and you'll notice a lot of towels do that. Another version that we see is and we have towels like this, that is a hemmed edge, where the towel is actually folded over itself and then sewn for an edge. That way it's very safe, very easy, and very effective. So again, everything that we try to do, as well as other microfiber companies, is to try and make sure that microfiber in general is extremely safe for paint work. Now, not everybody's the same. Some of the big box stores cut a couple corners here and there.
I'd say that you're fun. Yeah, I get it. Cut a couple corners.
Cut a couple
We're
corners.
talking about edges. Oh, that's good. Okay, that's good.
But the biggest thing about microfiber is its ability to make sure that it actively always works. Now, microfiber in a total general consensus can be 100% polyester. Do you remember those towels we got from that one company that
I
wanted some help, and there was a 100% polyester towel?
It literally was. Yeah, it didn't absorb actually anything at all. I tried to clean my glasses with it, and I was sitting there for 30 minutes thinking, how long do I have to rub before this finally absorbs?
It didn't absorb ever.
Turns out, though, it does absorb oil extremely well.
Weird. Now, we did take a towel that was 100% polyester that someone sent us, and, well, we made a big puddle with it, and we put our towels on it. They didn't do anything. They stayed dry. It was very, very strange, but that's because microfiber at 100% polyester does not absorb water. So it has to have a content of polyamide added to it to increase its absorption. So fun game that I like to play when I'm out at a big box store is look up the microfiber towels in the detailing section. And on the back, you will see a country of origin, and you may always sometimes see a blend. Now, we've got some of the blends written down here. We've got a 95-5, 90-10, an 85-15, 80-20, 75-25, and 70-30, and so on. Now, there are 60-40 towels around. They're very, very expensive and very difficult to make. So we recommend for detailing 80-20 blends, 75-25 blends, and 70-30. Those are really your 3 premium level blends. Anything lower than that, I wouldn't touch paint with it. You know, I've seen 95-5, 90-10s, and even 100% polyester while in, Walmart, O'Reilly's, Advanced Auto, any of the different car part shop. Take a look next time you're there. Do your research. The goal is to make sure that you're always getting the best towel possible, whether it's 80-20, 75-25, or 70-30. You always want to look to make sure that the blend is right, because that's what you want the towel to do. That's the job. Now, the split fibers and the size of the initial filaments make the cloths more effective than other fabrics. Again, just like we said, if you notice there's a little graphic there that shows what a microfiber cross-section looks like. It pulls dirt and product right up into it. And then the picture right below it that's underneath us is actually just a cotton diagram, and it is just a circle. It doesn't do anything. So that is one of the things. It's just pushing dirt around. It actually doesn't pick up any of that kind of dirt. So one of the great things, again, about microfiber, and that weirdly looks a lot like our logo.
It does look a little bit like our logo.
If you turn around, maybe they'll see it on your back there. Yeah, we've got it on the wall here.
On my back.
Oh, sorry. So it's, as you can see, that is a cross-section of what microfiber actually does, and it actually works. That's its job. It actually is pulling product in. Think of it like a little vacuum cleaner, sucking up stuff.
Yep, exactly. All right, so care of the towel. So why we don't have a bottle of our own detergent here, I am not. Oh, we can't talk about. You're right. It's exactly right. So, care of a towel, of a microfiber towel. When it comes to washing a towel, this is something to where we've kind of told people forever, a free and clear liquid detergent is going to be your best at entry into the market of cleaning your towels. You want to stick away from anything that's going to be powdered, because powdered detergent, what will it do?
Microfiber does its job. It's going to grab and pull and hold on to everything.
Right. It's not going to dissolve completely. So when you're using a powdered detergent, it's going to grab it, hide it, and then when you go to wipe something, you're going to see all this marring happening. You're going to wonder, why the heck is that actually happening?
Because you put sand in your towel.
Because you're putting sand in your towel. So a liquid detergent is always going to rinse out much cleaner. And so when it comes to washing, a free and clear liquid detergent, preferably washed with cold up to hot water. And yes, you can use hot water in, I don't want to say worst case scenario, but you can use it. Just don't try to do it too frequently.
Well, here's the reason. Microfiber melts at 140 degrees.
Yes.
So if your water heater is set at 140 degrees, your microfiber will melt. Why? We do like to say, and I wrote it on here, cool or warm water. That is the best way, because Anthony and I can't go to all your houses and look at your water heater and test. That's just...
We can. It just might take a little while.
It's a lot of work.
Yeah.
So we always say best rule of thumb, especially if you're in a detail shop or a body shop setting, make sure you teach your team cold or warm, never hot. Yeah. It's the best way. It's the best way to keep those towels looking as best as they possibly can, and utilizing a liquid detergent or microfiber specific detergent. Now, we do recommend Rags to Riches by PNS Detail Products because, well, we kind of had a hand in that. It's kind of a co-branded product, if you will, but that is a specific microfiber detergent, and microfiber detergents are all out on the market, and they do a great job when trying to keep your microfiber clean. Now, drying towels.
Yep. So drying towels. So this is one of those things to where, and I get how this works, right? You go and dry your vehicle, whether you are a hobbyist or whether you're a detailer, you dry something and you grab that towel and you go and throw it on a shelf, right? Where you think, oh, I'll grab that later, right? And you forget about it. Well, with the advent of all the drying aids that are being used, everything from something like Bead Maker or C2V3 or other types of spray sealants that you're using while you're drying as a drying aid, those drying towels are something that you might take and set aside, and now those towels are going to become hydrophobic. And that's
seal the car, you seal the towel.
Exactly. And so once you do that, you're kind of chasing to get rid of all of those hydrophobic properties, because you basically taken everything away from that drying towel that was once good. And so we've kind of talked about the detergent before, but this is one of those things, when you finish with your drying towel, you really do want to send that straight into the washer, or you want to not use something that's going to seal that towel in that drying process. And that's going to be to your best interest, because drying towels aren't cheap.
Yeah, and one thing we have talked about, and maybe in our podcast or on our YouTube channel, is we do recommend soaking towels. If you're in a shop setting, one great thing you can do is get a bucket, put some water, put a little of your detergent in there. And again, we recommend utilizing Rags to Riches for this, but put a little bit in there, put your towels in them, let them soak. That way, at the end of the day, you get one of your employees to go do the laundry and take some of those soaked towels, and they're able to go throw them in the wash with the detergent and good to go. And it saves your towels. Now with drying, the biggest thing is to make sure that, again, not hot, low or delicate drying.
Correct.
At my shop, I used to take the heating element out of my dryer.
You did what?
Took a lot longer to dry the towels, but didn't have to worry about any of my employees just not thinking. Maybe they're on the phone with their girlfriend or boyfriend and they're talking and they're just not even paying attention, and they set the dryer on hot and run it because that's what they do. But this allowed me to make sure that the investment that I'm putting into the towels probably being watched. Now, again, if you were doing this at home, no dryer sheets, no dryer balls. Again, microfiber's job. If it gets a dryer sheet, it releases something onto the microfiber. And what I like to say is it's like a winter ski glove. You just put on ski gloves, you have a little bit of dexterity, but it's not as much as you have if you have a bare hand. So dryer sheets are not recommended for microfiber. They do not need a fabric softener or any type of item like that. And dryer balls, well, microfiber does its job. It's going to grab one of those balls and it's going to try and pull stuff out of the ball too. So be very careful. Do not put that stuff in there as well. So that's it in a nutshell. Simple, easy way to take care of your microfiber. Now, we at the Rag Company do have dealer and business programs. So we have lots of discounts available for folks who are looking to purchase or get into towels. You guys can check out our website for more information. And now, if you have any questions, we are here for you to answer them. That's our job. And we can see a little bit on the chat. We got a lot of friends here. Zen Auto Detailing saying, hey guys, what's up? Danny Israel, good vibes. We've got Mobile Tech ask some questions at the end. G Davis giving us a thumbs up. Kirby Thompson saying that it's not on the link in their email. Ed saying class is in session.
It is in
and
session.
Then Rag Company, yeah, I didn't see it on the site, but I've been sharing it everywhere. Thanks, guys. Kirby Thompson saying now that MTE link is working, awesome. Jason Lee, when is the Detail Factory microfiber brush available?
Which
Soon.
brush? Which brush
Yeah,
are you talking
which brush?
about? I don't know
Soon.
which brush you're talking about.
XC Technology, TRC, what is the biggest breakthrough you see coming soon for microfiber? Honestly, there's been a lot of development in twist loop, and now we're seeing it in waffle weaves. Yeah. Waffle weaves and twists are some of the most absorbent weaves that are out there. And we have seen a lot of different variations in twists and how it works. We're finding that a lot of twist loops are lending themselves to be very good as compound polish removal towels, but they are very pricey because the weave is actually a little more expensive. However, with waffle weave technology, the weaving ability and the density and the tightly packed niches of that fabric and the amount of surface area those towels are creating, I'm expecting to see quite a bit more out of waffle, even though it's one of the oldest weaves, I would say.
It is. It's an old weave, yeah. But there's more. There's definitely more to come. And I think that I'm looking forward to seeing more stuff being created with the plush style weaves and
pearls too.
And pearls, right? And so between those towels, and it's not just the towel, it's finding the use for that towel within that particular within that industry. So whether it's
product
or per product. And so when we first started carrying pearls, gosh, I don't know how many years ago,
a long time ago,
ceramic coatings weren't really that big of a thing yet.
And
so and then lo and behold, you start testing out ceramic coatings with pearl weaves, and pearl weaves are now the best towel for that job. And this was once pearl weaves have kind of been set aside, and so
they've had a resurgence.
Yeah, then bringing them back and saying, hey, this is the best use for them. And people say, oh, I tried that towel, this many years ago, it wasn't that great. What did you try it on? Well, I tried it on a wax, or I tried it on a sealant. Try it on the ceramic coating. They try it on the coating. They say, oh my gosh, this has made my life so much easier.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. And then we've got Fade Addict giving us a thumbs up. Suds Detail Garage giving us a peace sign. Dentlez, this is pretty awesome. Thanks for the class. You're welcome, man. RPAS, what are the differences between Rags to Riches and Microfiber Restore detergents? So Microfiber Restore has been the standard of the industry for arguably over more than a decade, and is a great microfiber detergent, one of the best. However, with the advent of SiO2 infused sealants and drying aids, the problem has become that we are now using more and more sprayable sealants on surfaces, which is leading to towels having a shorter lifespan because of these sealants. So Rags to Riches was developed to be able to remove those safely without damaging the microfiber. Because what we've found in our testing is a lot of folks are using different types of products. And we ourselves, for a while, were using distilled white vinegar to help break some of these sealants. But those products still have a capacity to, over time, start to shorten the life of your towel. And it starts to dry out the fiber. It makes the fiber a little more brittle, could cause linting. So the goal of Rags to Riches was to, how do we extract those SiO2 sealants? How do we extract them from the towel while in the wash, not allowing them to reattach themselves in various locations onto a towel and be fully removed without drying out, without damaging, without shortening the lifespan of the towel. So it's on a different level. Now, I foresee a lot of microfiber detergents taking on this approach, and as we go, but you've got to remember, microfiber detergents weren't growing as fast in terms of technology as we were with spray sealants. You think about the massive amount of spray sealants and quick detailers and the infusion of different types of chemicals, but we weren't doing that with our laundry detergents, microfiber detergents, and normal laundry detergents for your clothes. They're not designed to take out an SiO2 sealant or ceramic infused wax or anything like that. So you got to remember that from that aspect. So we really needed to find microfiber detergents that actually did what it's supposed to do. So All right, we've got Don't Ride Dirty. What's up, everybody? G. Davis, if you were shopping for a beginner enthusiast detailer, what collection of towels would you buy? G, great question. Honestly, I would start with something as simple as either a waffle weave or a twist loop drying towel. I would start them with something that is very simple, like a good glass towel. That way they have a nice glass towel. And then I would get them a selection of some all-purpose terries. Yeah. This way they've got a few different options that they could work with, and then throw in a couple eagles just for fun. But that's kind of a basic starting point. And this way they can kind of see what they want, what they like, what they choose. What do you think, Anthony?
Yeah, no, I think that basically, I mean, for most beginners getting into it, the first thing they're going to do is wash their car. And so a drying towel is going to be huge for them. I think a wash mitt's going to be huge for them. And I think that anything that's going to involve touching the interior, the exterior, that they can kind of teach them about, right? So a hard thing is the wheels, because they say, well, now I got these nice towels. Which one do I use on my wheels? And the answer is not any one of these towels. You don't want to ruin any one of these towels. You instead want to use something like more like this, more of a general purpose towel. So kind of like Levi said, I would say start them off with a good drying towel, a good mitt, a good kind of all-purpose dirty jobs towels for the exterior, as well as some interior job towels, and then a handful of maybe some glass, and then some ultra plush for quick detailing or kind of spot cleaning whenever it needs to happen. But there's so many different ways to approach it. And then there's also the guys out there that can say, hey, I can do every single job with one towel. Yep. And I say, okay.
There you go. So Dirty Ride Detailing saying, just got your clay towel, or Don't Ride Dirty Detailing. Just got your clay towel yesterday. Can't wait to use it this weekend. Congrats, man. That's a great product. Kirby Thompson, shops and detailers purchase quantity will vary, but how many per type is suggested to the shop owner? That's a great question. So when I ran my business, I bought a couple different boxes of stuff. I bought, I usually what I do is buy a dozen or so drying towels so that I had some just on hand. We still used chamois because we would do dealer work and production stuff. But for our retail customers, we had some of these. A nice waffle weave to dry. Now, I used one towel.
Oh my God.
For a lot of my jobs. So I had basically a standard 365 GSM towel. These basically were it. Yeah. And they were my do everything towel. Okay. They were going to be in some early interior cleaning towels until I purchased 245s. So I had 245s for interiors. I had these 365s as my exterior towels and paintwork towels. And then I had some drying towels. And then I had, probably about half a case of Orange Eagles. And these were my final inspection towels. These were the towels that I'd walk out, show the customer the car, and I would use to open the door, open the hood, open the trunk to show off the work that we did to the vehicle. This way I had a nice soft plush towel. I could wipe off any handprints or fingerprints or smudges that were on the surface. So in a nutshell, that was what I used. Then as I grew, we started incorporating glass towels. We started incorporating different versions of creatures for wheels, black creatures for wheels, things like that. But it really started specifically with just drying towel, 365, and got started with that and just went from there. And then added in a series of other towels just because I found we were finding uses for them. Yep. So what else we got here? James Tsura saying, fun seminar. Thanks, James. Ed Iverson, will there be any new glass towels coming out of this year? Current ones are great. Just wondering out loud. Yes, Ed, there is a new design of the premium blue glass towel on our site. It is a new design. Same kind of weave, but much softer and a little bit smoother, trying to reduce dry drag on glass, and that's one of the reasons for that. So G. Davis saying, what is your best-selling towel? Well, it's an all-purpose terry. Yeah. Plain and simple. It's one of our best-selling, and one of our best-selling kits is a RGB kit, as we call it. Yeah. Yep. So, and then Alejandro saying, saludos amigos. Could you describe the brushed type towels? So thank you, Alejandro. Again, normally we see him at Mobile Tech, so it's nice to not we're missing out this
Missing
year.
out, man. I know.
So brushed. Now, brushed is a new development we've started doing in all of our terry weave towels. And with the brushed microfiber, we've increased the GSM of the towel, so it's become more dense, and it's also become a lot softer.
Correct.
Now, in some instances, on some products, that has reduced the bite of the towel into the surface. It's where it can remove a product effectively on some products. However, it has made the towel much softer and safer on those surfaces. So a lot of the all-purpose terries that you're going to be buying from us now are a brushed microfiber. RPAS61, thank you for the answer. We'll buy rags to riches going forward. You're welcome, man. G. Davis, is there a link to sign up for water heater inspections? Very funny. We would love to come out to your house and do that. And Ed Iverson, thank you for bringing back the Dragos, by the way. Thank you, Ed. The Drago that's our red towel here. This was a fan favorite, and it was one of the first to incorporate the brushed design when it came back in a redesign. Dave Stream, great info. Thank you guys both for sharing your expertise. And Ricardo Lopez, which one do you use to remove polish and compound? Honestly, 365s, Dragos, and these 420 GSM dual pile creatures. These are our favorites for compound and polish, general purpose compound and polishing. Doesn't matter what product you're using, this style, all-purpose terry, in that GSM, either 80-20 or 70-30 blended, are going to be your go-tos for that.
Absolutely.
And then Frank, thank you for doing this. I learned a lot. Hope to see you guys at SEMA. Thank you, Frank, for tuning in. And that's everything on the chat, unless there's any other questions from folks. We've got a few minutes still, about 15. So if there's any other stuff you guys want to go over, we definitely can do that. We've been, like we said, this towel, the Gauntlet, this is a V1. Yeah, but this is a very unique type of towel and pattern. One of the great things about this is it is actually a hybrid blend between a terry weave, where we got, where's our twist loop, I should say. It's underneath here.
Underneath here, you hit it.
It's a hybrid of these basic two towels. So we have our circular knit weave and our twist loop weave. And so what we've done is create kind of an increased surface area. Yeah. Already this towel has a massive amount of surface area because it's a loop that is then corkscrewed and twisted down and make it much, much smaller. So it's a lot of fiber. So when it attracts water, it expands and gets very, very thirsty because it's got a lot of loop surface area. Circular knit weaves, same thing. There are a lot of just straight up and down fibers that are kind of fluffed up. So they're able to absorb quite a bit as well while being very, very safe. And when you feel the two different surfaces, one feels a little more coarse than the other.
Correct.
But it's just because of the level of the fiber and the way the fiber is designed and how it touches and feels your fingers. The fiber on a microscopic level is identical in its softness because they're both 70-30 blended. So this has kind of taken the best of both worlds. And we've made alternating patterns where we have twist loop and then circular knit. Mm-hmm. So it's created a very soft yet extremely absorbent towel.
Yeah, it really is.
It's one of those things that we're finding more and more uses for this combination because it's kind of getting the best of both worlds. It's very unique and it's set. And I've even used our 12x12 size for compound and polish removal and had great results.
All right, so we got
Kirby Thompson.
Yep.
Do you dual towel for glass cleaning, or please explain? Do we do a dual towel glass cleaning?
Do we use two towels?
Two towels.
Do you use two towels for glass cleaning?
So what do you use, Anthony, when you're doing two towels?
So if I'm using a two towel method, we did a video on this, right? I was the opposite of you.
You are.
Right? And so I like to take a glass cleaner or whatever product I'm using, and I like to spray it on my glass, pretty much get it pretty saturated, go through and do my knockdown towel, my pickup towel, which is a smaller version of a waffle weave. So basically this right here in the 16x16 size would be my go-to. And at that point, I'm absorbing all that stuff off the window, whether there's a film on the window or whether it's just dirt or grime or whatever it may be. And at that point, I have everything within this towel. A couple more spritzes of that, a couple spritzes onto a glass towel such as this. That's when I'm going back through and getting my streak-free finish. Now you do it the opposite.
I do. I actually soak this towel, and I like it because the corduroy weave is so tight and dense that it lends itself very well to scrubbing. So I can clean and scrub the glass while I'm working, and I'll, again, spray a liquid glass cleaner, but I will also have this almost dripping.
Yeah.
So I can scrub with a wet cloth to really clean, make sure I'm getting everything I need to do. And then I'll usually go over it with either a waffle weave. I've been experimenting by using a pearl towel as my secondary. And that is what I go over. And this is dry. And this is my towel to absorb any of the leftover liquid that I've left on the surface.
Yep.
But that gets me my streak-free finish because I'm doing it that way. That's the easiest way.
True.
So no wrong way to do it, but 2 towels are always the best because of the fact that you're not contaminating the towel as much, so to speak. If you're using 1 towel for the whole car, that towel's going to get pretty dirty. So you're going to need to take 2, whether it's 2 of these or 2 of these to clean your glass. You need to at least have 2, or split it up, do 4 just to be safe if you've got really dirty jobs. I find that 2 towels can do a single car perfectly. It doesn't matter the size. So, Scott Matern, should your drying towels be damp for best performance?
Well, I would say not. Well, maybe not damp, but I would say to always
pre-treat
the towel, because water is going to be attracted to itself. So when I'm using a drying towel, let's just say such as the double twist dress here. So this towel is completely dry, it's just bone dry, and now I have liquid or water on my surface. So what I would do here is I would take maybe a spray bottle of whatever, if I'm using a drying aid, or just a bottle of water, a couple of sprays onto the towel, take that to the surface and start drying. If you don't have that, or if you don't have a spray bottle, that's when I'd probably dry the glass first, or maybe dry a side piece of glass first to get a little bit of moisture in here before jumping to the paint.
Yeah, there you go. Now, Stuart Kipp, what's the best applicator microfiber? What's the best applicator, microfiber or suede, for applying coatings? So honestly, it depends on the coating manufacturer. There are many coating manufacturers that do recommend and provide suede applicators. You can use those. You can also use any microfiber applicator. Depending on the applicator that you're using, some have a lining, some do not. Now, the lined ones are going to allow you to use less product, less is going to be absorbed into the sponge. However, there are many that certain coatings tend to not be absorbed. So they actually lend themselves very well to some of the unlined applicators. But there's no really wrong way. We've got a ton of different applicators. A lot of people use them. Other people take those applicators, they'll wrap them with a suede and put the coating on that and use them. But it really, really, really depends on the coating manufacturer. That's who you need to start with first. Then you can see, perhaps if they are asking for suede, you can pick up extra suedes from them or from us or any other microfiber company. All right, G. Davis, how do you market TRC to the non-detail community, like gyms, cleaning companies, etc.? That's a great question. So
you tell us.
So we do have a number of companies that we do supply to, and a lot of it is just word of mouth, letting people know.
A lot of word of mouth.
And getting it into people's hands so they can actually see. Now, the pandemic, for all intents and purposes, has caused a lot of folks to go on their own and do some research. And they're finding that microfiber does such a great job, not only around the house, but also in gyms and things like that. So we have seen an uptick in a lot of gyms and homes and customers buying towels for their own home use, for cleaning the interior of their car, for touching their doorknobs. Maybe they take a towel with them to work so they can wipe down their work surfaces and things like that. So we've seen a lot more of that. But again, it's all in the amount of people that are looking and learning about microfiber. You know, we've had gyms, there are gyms here in our local state that don't use microfiber. And then we have other gyms here, that's all they use. And they buy a ton of microfiber from us. And that's just the towels that they have on hand for their customers. So it's there's no wrong way about it. So Alejandro, could you please explain why pearl weaves are recommended for coating leveling? Thanks. So pearl weaves, that's not a towel we have up here, but a pearl weave is very similar to an all-purpose terry fabric. Now, one thing about an all-purpose terry is it's a very tight weave, and a pearl takes it even tighter. It's like your upholstery to your seat belt. if you guys can think of that. So
Yeah, I'd say that's a good.
A pearl weave
pretty good,
is very, very, very densely packed, super tight weave. But what it does when it translates to leveling a coating is it's a very smooth, even, level surface.
It is very level.
It's much easier to have a fully level surface rather than on an all-purpose terry where you've got a little more spacing between the lines and there's more of an ability to create a grooved pattern, where a pearl weave towel is a very, very smooth, fully even surface with not a lot of peaks and valleys. So that's why pearl weaves work the best for leveling coatings, because that's what you're doing. You're leveling a coating. And so we always recommend a pearl weave for your primary wipe, and then something like a circular knit plush because of the added benefit of fingers as your secondary wipe, so you can pick up any of the stray leftover coating.
Yep.
So XC saying, great session, TRC. Thank you. We appreciate it. Don't ride dirty. There was a guy on YouTube using the Gauntlet to wash his car. Thoughts? It covers a lot of area quick. That is one of the reasons we developed the Gauntlet, was because we wanted a very thirsty drying towel.
I think he's saying that use it to wash the car.
Oh, to wash the car.
Read that again. There was a guy on YouTube
to wash the car. Thoughts? It covers a lot of area quick. You could use it that way.
Never tried it. We never tried it, but I'm not saying you can't.
Yeah, you can. You can dunk this towel and
bucket of soapy water.
Yeah, go to town.
How about it?
Why not? Go for it. And they come in different sizes, so you could be using 12-12s, could be using the 16-24s.
Yeah.
You know, it's not going to hurt it.
I could see a 16-24 probably make the most sense to me. This
that would be a heavy towel when it's wet.
Yeah, this is, what size is this right here? This is
24 by 36.
24. Yeah, this is too big. That would be too much. I would say.
You got to remember, a lot of people use Eagles to wash the surface of their vehicle, and they like it because of the longer fibers. And this has those long fibers, so it's able to hold a lot of water, a lot of product, a lot of soap. So it doesn't. Makes sense.
Yeah.
Frank, can I use the new towels right out of the package, or should I wash them first? So the rag company asks that you always wash your towels before use.
You do. Yeah.
That's what we say.
Ideally, please.
If you want to do it on your own, and go for it, but we are telling you, as a company standpoint, please wash your towels prior, just to remove any of the residual manufacturing dirt, grime, anything like that. Lint. Helps remove the lint because it's mostly manufacturing lint.
Yep,
so,
exactly. What else we got here?
Kirby Thompson saying, I'm looking for a smaller microfiber sponge, but seems everybody only has the large 3x5. Any shortages causing this? Yes, there are always that. Now, we are planning on having some restock of the 2x4, as we call it. It's a blue 2x4 sponge, and we're just awaiting our order.
Yep.
So.
G. Davis says, I can't see. Levi, read
says, what towel would you recommend for an expensive massage chair? Honestly, if you bought a massage chair for your house
all day
and you
long.
need that, 365 all day long with a great leather cleaner.
Good for every day of the year, man.
Yep. Sarah Riles, what's best to use on glass? Sorry if it was already asked at work. I'm at work. No problem, Sarah. So any of our glass-specific towels, we've got over 6 different types of glass towels.
Yeah.
They work great on glass. And the goal of microfiber and glass specific is we're trying to create zero lint.
Yep. Zero lint, zero streaks.
Because on glass, it's transparent. You're going to be seeing it. So streaking and linting are the 2 biggest things. And the weaves of glass towels, this is a diamond weave and this is a corduroy weave. They're very, very tight weaves. Also, the pearl weave works very well for this because, again, very tight, which means that there's less of a chance of linting compared to something like a circular knit or even a longer plush or longer pile terry weave. So that's why glass specific, so that when you're wiping, you're not getting a little trail of lint. But that's the main reason for we recommend glass towels. Now, all these towels will work on glass. We've got waffle weaves, we've got twist loops for glass. And then we've got our actual glass specific, like our diamonds and our corduroys. So that hopefully answers your question. Frank P saying, cool, thanks. Rag Company says, thanks, G. Zen saying, thanks for this MTE session. That was great. Everybody's saying thanks. We appreciate it, guys. Thank you for being a part of this MTE Education Day series. Now, We're not. This isn't a one and done. We're going to be doing this, not us, but Mobile Tech, with the help of us, is going to be providing this to you guys every Thursday afternoon at 6 p.m. Eastern.
Amazing.
So,
Tons of learning.
if you were bummed that you missed Mobile Tech and you missed Education Day, this is your chance to garner and gather all that information. So we are super excited to be able to help be a part of this, and we're thankful to our friends at MTE for continuing to provide this education for all of you in the detailing industry. So, Sheldon, how do we do?
Yeah, that was awesome, guys. Thank you so much. I've definitely been washing all my rags incorrectly, so I'll have to fix that immediately and probably get some new ones. But yeah, like you said, we're going to be doing this every Thursday at 6 p.m. Eastern. So thank you guys again. Next week, we have Bulletproofing, Pandemic Proofing Your Business by Yvonne Lacroix. And tomorrow night, I hope you guys can all join us for our community night we're doing at 5 p.m. Eastern. It will be on the YouTube Live again. We have tons of prizes to give away. We're also giving away a free trip to Vegas, flight and airfare. So I would come check it out. And yeah, just thank you very much to the Rag Company for sponsoring this. We also have some supporting sponsors of G Technique, Coach Chimie, and PNS Detail. So couldn't do this without you all. So unless you guys have anything else, I think we're done.
No, thanks for having us, everybody. And hopefully we'll see everybody here every Thursday night. This is going to be a lot of fun.
Heck yeah.
All right. Till next time. Thanks, guys.